joined the school in farewell year 12, and that proved to be an excellent idea last year, and we're carrying it on. I'd like to pause just momentarily here to ask if there are any apologies. We have an apology from Mr. Sands and the home economic staff. Are there any other apologies that can be heard? None? Good. We begin by asking some of the brothers and sisters of Year 12 to speak about Year 12. Each speaker represents a different year. Each is also the brother or sister of one of the Year 12 students, and indeed one of the Year 12 students who will be performing or speaking this evening. And following each speaker, a group of Year 12s will receive their certificates. First, I shall call upon James Cox to speak on behalf of Year 7. Thank you, James.
Throughout the year we've been together, I've discovered that Year 12s are all big, drive cars, and sell donuts. But then I realised that that doesn't make a very long speech, so I sought my sister Penny's assistance. Little did I know that Year 12s are, quote, fabulous, wonderful, brilliant people who have amazing talents in leadership, responsibility, and above all else, super intelligence. Apparently Year 12 this year have been kind and friendly, especially to new Year 7 students, which I might add are Year 7s I have yet to see. On behalf of the whole of Year 7, I'd like to wish Year 12 all the best for their exams and best of luck for the future. Thank you.
James. Mrs. Brennan will now present the first of the certificates to Year 12 students. Each will be introduced by their student advisor, Mr. Rob McCarthy. Thank you, Mr. McCarthy.
James Allen. Peter Allen. Simone Allison. Nathan Ridley. Luke Bella. Mark Biasuri. Chloe Bunter. Evan Carl. Andrew Chapman. Evan Child. Lisa Chow. Christy Cormack. Penny Cox. Wes Cruz. Stephen Davey. Thank you, Mrs. Graham. That completes the first group.
I'd now like to call on Tim Cowell to speak on behalf of Year 8.
Teachers, Year 12 students and parents, I was asked to come up here tonight and say goodbye to Year 12 on behalf of Year 8. I was told to be honest and could use any personal experiences I'd had with Year 12. So I decided, instead of saying how wonderful you've all been and how much you'll be missed, I'd give an hour-by-hour rundown of a day in the household of the Cars. 8 a.m, eating breakfast to the sound of my wailing sister singing the slightly dated sounds of Roxette. 9 a.m, sister locks herself in room and starts studying. 10 a.m, creeping around the house, trying not to make noise as to not disturb the studying beast. 11 a.m, sister comes out only to yell at me. She says, "I'm trying to study and I don't appreciate the cricket blasting in my ear." Midday, still creeping around, sister still in room. 1 p.m, sister comes out, makes lunch, turns the cricket off and puts it onto a soapy. 2 p.m, she leaves the room and the dishes for me to collect and goes back into her own room. 3 p.m, I go into my room to listen to some music, only to be yelled at again. 4 p.m, left my room to get something to eat, only to realise that my sister's eaten us out of house and home. 5 p.m, sister out of her bedroom and onto the exercise bike to take off all the weight she's put on during the day. 6 p.m, leaves the bike and comes up for dinner. 7 p.m, dinner over, I do the dishes for the third night in a row and she puts it onto another soapy. And at last we can all talk again. There you go. That was personal, honest and an account of life of the brother of a Year 12 student. I hope she passes, because I don't think I can last another 2 years of that. But on a serious note, I'd like to thank Year 12 on behalf of Year 8 and also wish them the best for the exams and the rest of their lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. We now come to the second presentation of Year 12 certificates. I'd like to call upon President of the PNC, Mrs. Virginia Romney, to make the presentations. Thank you, Mrs. Romney.
Rain doors. Rodney Dean. Greta Deeks. Nathan Dowse. Haven't yet sighted Rebecca Finch. Renee Fisher. Oh, sorry, Rebecca. No, I haven't sighted. I haven't got my glasses. Renee Fisher. Elizabeth Forbes. Alison Gordon. Christy Graham. Angela Hall. Karen Hawkins. Michelle Henry. Jessica Hennessy. Hannah Horton. Sally Hyland. And Deborah James. Thank you, Mrs. Romney. That's the end of it.
Thank you, Mrs. Romney. Thank you, Mr. McCarthy again. I have pleasure in calling on Kristen Allen, who is going to speak on behalf of Year 9. Thank you, Kristen.
Good evening, Year 12 families and members of staff. Over the past 3 years, the class of 95 has become known to me in many different ways. In Year 7 as bullies, Year 8 as idols, and Year 9 as friends. I remember that great production of Boyfriend when I got to know some of you on the professional side. Also, the boys' water polo team, which a few of you were involved in, drove down the road boasting your success in the knockouts and we are the champions, and at the same time mocking the girls for coming fourth, which I thought was an excellent effort. Year 12, 1995 have earned themselves a great reputation with staff and students of Bow High, and I realise they are about to face the toughest exam of their schooling life, and I know they have all been studying hard, even at the beach in McDonald's. So on behalf of Year 9, I would like to thank and say farewell to Year 12, 1995, and wish them all the best of luck for their future.
Thank you, Kristen. I now have pleasure in asking Mr. Seymour if he would present the next group of Year 12 with their certificates. Mr. McCarthy will again read for us.
Thanks, Mr. Seymour. Is Tamara Jones here? Anton Carrick. Wendy Lee. Owen Leslie. I did have an apology, sorry, Mr. Erskine, from Kerry Ann Lim and her mother, Kerry Ann is sick. Samantha Lippis. Vicky Luke. Cindy Martin. Beverly McGreevy. Andrew May. Tim Herman. I thought Tim was coming. Oh, sorry, Tim. He is. And he's here. Kate Munro. Liam O'Hara. Belinda Penton. Sky Peters. Angie Primrose. I wasn't sure. This is like marking a wrong. Thank you, Mr. Seymour.
Thank you, Mr. Seymour. I now have great pleasure in calling on Chris Gordon to farewell Year 10 on behalf of, Year 12 on behalf of Year 10.
Friends, family and teachers. 4 years ago, a group of young'uns made a huge step for Year 6 kind. We left our warm and comfortable surroundings in which we were supreme and stepped out into a whole new world. This new world was called Barrel High School. And on this new world lurked many strange races of people. One such race of people were called the Year 9ers, or scientifically known as Year 9ers Pellicus. These people had a strange method of communication. It involved apples, oranges or tennis balls being hurled towards us at high speeds. However, thankfully this form of communication ended and we soon found that these people were human. They were soon eager to help us in our travels around the school and directed us towards many classes, always by the scenic route of course. And so our relationship blossomed. We had the opportunity to learn with them in classes, swap musical concepts and even take to the sports fields with or against them. But just as everything was as happy and friendly as an Nescafe ad, they left us and entered the senior school and into semi-obscurity. We only saw brief glimpses of these people, and finally they moved into full obscurity with the move into the tea room. This tea room became renowned as a place of intellectual conversation, of fine wall hangings, and of therapeutical music listening. But the powers that be soon decided that these activities would be much better conducted outside. But now these people leave us, leaving us as Year 10s to move into the desolate wastelands which are senior school, to plant new seeds which we will reap in 2 years. But before they leave us, they have one last duty to fulfil, the one marked HSC. And I want each and every one of you to know that Year 10's best hopes and wishes lie with you. And we hope that all of your hard work gets the rewards it deserves. So farewell Year 12 1995. It's been fun. May all of your dreams, hopes and ambitions come true along the twisted road which is called life.
Thank you, Chris. It's now my pleasure to ask Mrs. Brennan again to present the final batch of Year 12s with their certificates. Thank you, Mrs. Brennan.
Thank you, Mrs. Brennan. Rebecca Reeves. Nathan Riley. Daniel Smith. Wasn't sure about Julie Soper. Sally Sprung. Jason Tazitsky. Michael Van Hay. upstairs and Jim. Jason Veldis. Shane Veldis. Sarah Wadley. Malcolm Wales. And look, I do have another apology. Elaine Wales also unwell and can't be here tonight, unfortunately. Michelle Whiteman. Elizabeth Wheeler. Katie Woods. And Denise Sauer. Before I finish, look, are there any other 12s? I want to make sure that I haven't missed you. Thank you, Mrs. Brown. I have a couple of general housekeeping things one has to get across in cases like this, I'm afraid. Those students who are doing open high school, there's work.
with that somewhat lighter introduction, Penny Cox is now going to come up onto the podium and she's going to reminisce. Thank you, Penny.
I thought I'd change the mood a little bit now and send you all to sleep with a fairy tale. Once upon a time, on the planet Excelsior, in a galaxy far, far away, there lived a group of Year 12ers. Now, translated in simple English, a Year 12er is an adolescent with little intellect, essentially a reckless idiot. But on the planet Excelsior, the Year 12ers were not quite reckless idiots. They were growing into mature, responsible and outstanding students. Our story starts one fine sunny day when Queen Bee, previously from the planet Sydney, invaded the planet Excelsior, expelling the previous ruler, Old King Applecore. The Year 12ers were understandably upset about the departure of Old Applecore, but wiped their tears when they realised Queen Bee wasn't the type to speak for 3 hours on every assembly. So everyone was looking forward to the future year with Queen Bee as head monarch. But that year, Queen Bee became increasingly dictatorial. She radically altered the planet Excelsior's uniform policy, forcing all the students to wear ski gloves and fur-lined hats made in Moscow. She even expelled a boy for wearing his fur-lined hat upside down. But although Queen Bee ran a harsh, tyrannical regime, she was widely admired by many Year 12ers, such as the Year 12 boys' ballet dancing class, who found the space between the front door and main wall of the tea room too confining a space to practice their pirouettes and arabesques. So Queen Bee kindly allowed them to rehearse in the space out the front of the school with the permanent audience of the rest of Year 12. There were many different sections and groups within the Year 12ers, but the two predominant groups were the organisers and the organised. The organisers were Queen Bee's most loyal followers, always helping her to finish her sentences, interrupting her when she forgot to mention something, often known as mosquitoes, because no matter how hard she tried to swat them away, they were always buzzing in her ears. To organise, overtake, override, overrun, overrule. That was the Mosquito 5-0 policy. In emergencies, Queen Bee was at her best. One cold, wintry day, a sabotage agent escaped radar detection and entered the planet Excelsior. Unbeknownst to most of the Year 12s, the agent entered their personal space where they drink tea and dunk chalky bickies. The sabotager planted a bomb on the gas tap and then left the planet. Later that afternoon, the bomb was detonated by remote control. The gas spread quickly through the building. Luckily, Special Agents Daniel Cavalli and Atlas Simpson alerted the science staff, who alerted Queen Bee. A disaster was avoided. Very few people ever found out that the gas tap on the heat was actually sabotaged by another life form. To this day, the reason the tea room remains locked to the Year 12ers is because NASA has set up a tracking base inside the room. Even the X-Files, Scully and Mulder, have been denied entrance into the once popular gambling den. Did I say gambling? I meant tea sampling den. Unfortunately, before the end of year speech night, the planet Excelsior was sucked into a giant black hole void in a galaxy far, far away and was never to be heard of again. But there are still questions that need to be answered. Like, why does James Allen make stupid sound effect noises? And is there a cure for Aaron's hiccups? Why do Year 12 boys still play handball? Do Kate Munro's parents actually like Year 12s?
Is Beverly really only 17? When will Malcolm and Evan quit Coles? Does Elizabeth Forbes really total her car? Has anyone bought a Nathan Austin picture? Is Lane Suter in our year or not? And some quotes that need to be said. Do you have a dollar, mate? Thanks. Just going to the toilet. GT's roommate, eh? This is how a fart sounds in the bar. Cheers, mate, cheers. And hiccup. The Chronicles of Excelsior, The Trials and Tribulations of Queen Bee, My Life as a Year 12er, and The Speech That Stopped Penny from Getting Her HSC are all available in paperback from your nearest NASA space station. Herein ends the story, and I hope you all live happily ever after. I know that sounds corny, so thanks.
Thank you, Penny. Another change of pace. We'll now call on Mr. Boggs, head teacher of social science, to make some presentations to two exceptional economics students. Thank you, Mr. Boggs.
Thank you, Mr. Erskine. That is one follow on eight like that. But we've got more to come, I'm sure. But just slotted me in between Penny and Steve. Mums and dads, friends of Year 12, and of course Year 12 themselves, I'd like to call now on our principal, Mrs. Brennan, to make presentations to, as Mr. Erskine said, two quite exceptional economics students. And I'm referring to Elizabeth Wheeler and Karen Hawkins. Some time ago, quite some time ago actually, some of our students in Year 11 and Year 12, Business Studies classes and Economics class, entered what they call the ASEC Economics Competition. This is a group that is located at the University of New South Wales, and for the last few years they've been organising this Economics Business Studies competition. And it is my very great pleasure to indicate that Elizabeth Wheeler achieved a distinction award. Her percentile ranking, if you know what that means, was 94.77, and that placed her just outside the top 5% of the 2,400 students that sat for that competition. Almost in the top 5%, and if she had got into that group, she would have received a high distinction award. So I would ask Elizabeth to come out the front and... The other Year 12 student was Karen Hawkins, and she performed very well and achieved the credit award, and she had a percentile ranking of 74.9, which placed her in the top 25% of that group. So would Karen please come out and receive her certificate?
Thank you, Mr. Boggs. Thank you, Mrs. Brennan. Congratulations, Karen and Elizabeth. We now come to the second of our reminiscences, and with some trepidation I call on Stephen Davey and Helen Dallin to come to the microphone. Thank you.
And if you want to know what a fart in a bar sounds like, it's boom. During the past 2 years, Year 12 have endured many successes and failures, and for the sake of all concern, we'll only talk about the achievements.
To begin with, many sporting achievements have been gained over the past 2 years, such as James Allen and Tim Merriman, who represented the South Coast region in relay swimming.
Stephen Davey, Owen Leslie and Tim Merriman, who were South Coast Regional Water Polo representatives.
Kate Munro, the winner of the Chef Cup tennis tournament.
Wesley Cruz in his selection in the South Coast Open Boys Cricket.
Nathan Austin, James Allen, Owen Leslie, Tim Merriman, myself and Andrew Mean were Year 12 members of the winning South Coast Regional Schools water polo or something like that.
Jason Kaczynski for breaking the 100 metres hurdles record in the School Athletics Carnival.
Ronnie Dean and Wes Cruz, who are the Regional Davidson Shield finalists. Cricket that is.
And also achievements in performing arts, such as Anton Krickney for vast musical successes, including appearances in the School Spectacular.
The Year 12 students who participated in school productions such as Lost in the Box and The Boyfriend.
And the drama students who performed their plays to HSC examiners with great success.
And also Alison Gordon and Kerry Ann Lynn, who were in the regional schools musical ensemble. There are many more achievements, such as miscellaneous achievements with Elizabeth Wheeler and Karen Hawkins, who were just mentioned. Elizabeth Wheeler and Beverly McGreevy, who received awards from the Women in University organisation.
Owen Leslie and Aaron Carr for captaining the school with great distinction.
Mr Reynolds' maths class for constantly failing assessment tasks over the past 2 years. Michael Van Hayth for scoring 0% at the computers test.
What was your score in your maths test, Steve? Was it 2%? Beverly McGreevy for being in the crowd at the only Led Zeppelin concert that's been held in Australia.
Being removed from the team twice.
Mr Merton gave him the award for the sexiest teacher after a close battle between Mr Fisher.
That was the Year 12 girls who decided that. My personal choice was Mr Fisher. One girl who shall remain nameless, who gained the position of personal trainer to visiting rugby union teams.
The Velas twins in gaining positions in manpower.
And many Year 12s, it's basically all of us, who talked our way out of plenty of trouble over the last 2 years.
And Michael Van Hayth for... What do you want there? Studying up till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stephen, and thank you, James. Once again, we are going to change the pace and, after that brief interlude, go back to some of the more serious aspects of tonight's program. And I'm going to ask in a moment our Vice Captain, Glenn Fleming, to farewell Year 12 on behalf not only of Year 11 but also of the school community as a whole. When he has finished that, he will, Aaron Carr, our school captain, will respond and make a presentation to Mr. President. Thank you, Glenn.
Friends, now doesn't that sound familiar? Maybe so, but when I put Year 12, 1995 and friends together, that means an awful lot to me. And then to say goodbye, well, I'm finding that very hard to do. When Mr. Askin gave me the privilege, I was overwhelmed. Not only am I saying goodbye on behalf of Year 11, but also the entire school. Not knowing what lies ahead of you over the coming weeks, to me, is a scary thought. I remember watching my brother Brett 7 years ago, thriving off our full family support to give him all he needed to carve his way through the crossroads of life, the HSC. When what seems a lifetime of knowledge comes down to such an important piece of paper as the high school certificate. Personally, I consider myself lucky to work with such a witty, lively bunch as you all. From student council to the many exciting plays, from sport to standing up here, I know our paths have crossed many, many unforgettable times. Year 11, my own year, can very clearly relate to you all in these areas. Your year being so small, friendships were not hard to find between the two. I found the seniors, we were close, which everyone benefited from. But not as much for us to get sick of each other and for Year 11 to still come to you as leaders and look forward to what we're going to experience, like playing cards, for instance. Not only has this relationship occurred, but also a bond spanning from Year 7 onwards. Whether it be a family or friend relationship, the entire school has looked up to you in many, many different ways. Except tea room mosh pits. That doesn't work, guys. So now your day-to-day life is over at Barrow High School, and you all move off into the many areas you all shall fulfil, but never forgetting Barrow High School and the friends you have made. Friends, by now you've probably said your goodbyes. Still, on behalf of myself, Year 11 and the entire school, we wish you well in your future prospects. We are 110% behind you in the high school certificate, and yes, we love you all. Goodbye and good luck, Year 12, from Barrow High School, 1995.
Please welcome School Captain Erin Carl, who will respond. Thank you.
Year 12 families, this is Brennan, staff and guests. 5 years ago, I farewelled Year 12 on behalf of Year 8. My speech began, to a student of the junior school, Year 12 can seem like alien inhabitants from a different world. I didn't realise then how right I was. Somewhere between Year 11 and 12, we were all zapped through the twilight zone and relocated to the far-off blue world of the tea room, where coffee is the staple diet and cards the designated pastime. Our language became dominated by indecipherable acronyms, UAC, the TER, the HSC, and other terms outsiders have trouble understanding, assessments, ranks and exams. The UAC became the law under which we live, designating our subjects, marks and aspirations. Our perceptions also changed as teachers became humans who really did want to help us, and learning became our key to existence. A strange and busy world where the meaning of life is only 42 if sin x plus cos x equals 1. But regardless of whether anybody outside of Year 12 has understood it, this has been our world for the past 12 months. It's where we've founded friendships, where we've shared each other's joys and heartaches, and where we've all worked so damnably hard. In less than 6 weeks, however, we're all to leave this world and enter reality. Whether our futures lie in further education, travelling, or jobs, we take with us all that we've learned and shared, not only this year, but for the past 6 years. We take with us the kind wishes of Glenn, Chris, Kristen, Tim, and James, which we thank them for, and especially the education which Barrow High has supplied us with. For this, we thank each and every teacher, but especially those who have navigated us through the senior school. We take with us so much, it's important for us to leave something behind, apart from our legacy. So we've chosen a present for the library computer, a CD-ROM with fully up-to-date information on all aspects of the world, which we're sure will benefit both senior students and staff. Before I call on Mrs. Brennan to accept the present on behalf of the school, I'd like to take the opportunity to wish every Year 12 member well in the exams and whichever path you choose to follow afterwards. And to also leave you with the inevitable famous quote, which I feel best describes our state of mind as we are a week before the HSC. I saw a heffalump once, said Piglet. At least I think I did, he said. Only perhaps it wasn't. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Erin, on behalf of Year 12. It certainly doesn't surprise me from how I've come to know our current Year 12 that the gift they've chosen to give the school is one that can be so much used by their fellow students, because that has been a quality that I have found in the Year 12 since my arrival this year. Their willingness and their cooperation to work with one another through thick and thin. They do stay together. You can hear that in their speeches tonight, can't you? They're very thick as thieves, some of our Year 12. But their donation to school tonight really does exemplarise the spirit of our Year 12, the giving to others, and that their gift is very gratefully received by us tonight. just in a few comments I'd like to make tonight. As a new principal, the welcome and cooperation that was given to me so quickly by so many Year 12 students made me realise very quickly that at Barrel High School we did have students with such fine personal qualities and a commitment to learning, a great enthusiasm for life, and yes, a pride in your school, and a school which was to become our school. Whilst I've not had the opportunity to share with you your challenges and achievements over an extended period of time, I have observed a marked growth in maturity and confidence in so many of you. Increasingly, Year 12 students have made their mark in such a range of endeavours: performing arts, sport, academic, community service and student leadership. I must admit I've greatly enjoyed and valued the Year 12 committee morning teas. I didn't really know it was the mosquito squadron I was talking to at the time, but you learn these things after. As they provided me with many insights into the student needs and concerns not only of Year 12, but of feelings and concerns of the student body. And as a new principal, I can never thank you enough for the time that you gave and the many chocolate biscuits you consumed in my office. I'll never ever have to worry about having to supply as many again, I don't think. On behalf of Barrel High School community, I thank each and every one of you here for your individual and your group contributions to our school over time. I extend to you our sincere best wishes for your HSC examinations and for a future that is filled with happiness and personal fulfilment. May our school motto, Excelsior, a commitment to always strive to achieve your personal best in all dimensions of life, remain with you. Remember that education does not end with school days, it begins there. I farewell you tonight on behalf of Barrel High School as Year 12 students, as graduates of Barrel High School. And tonight also, it's a very big privilege of mine to welcome you to the fine alumni that is Barrel High. In the words of Goethe, what you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power and magic in it. Year 12, begin it now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Brennan. Thank you, Erin. Thank you, Glenn. It's now my great pleasure to introduce Alison Gordon, who is going to sing for us Someone Like You. She will be accompanied by Mr. Lyons on the pianoforte. are going to make a presentation to their student advisor, Mr. McCarthy. Thank you, Sally. Thank you, Rebecca.
We are happy to receive this honour in thanking the most important figure in our schooling life. He took on a huge responsibility and commitment in becoming our year advisor in 1990, and now 6 years later, as our time at Barrel High draws to an end. To thank him for all his help would take much more than words alone. He has been through many moments with us. He has been there through the high points in our lives and has proved to be a reliable shoulder to cry on during the hard times. As a year, we've been through many trying times, and he has always given us personal attention to our concerns and kept us close together as a year. He has been somewhat of a father figure to many of us here, and his efforts will not be forgotten in a hurry. He has always supported us in our dreams and aspirations and provided the necessary advice and encouragement needed in strengthening our determination to follow the dreams through. He is a welcoming nature which we have all grown to love, and whether you arrived at the beginning of Year 7 or joined over the years, we've all experienced his kindness and generosity. His dedication and commitment to his Year 12 students is of a high standard, and we acknowledge this and will be eternally grateful for his efforts, and he shall remain in our hearts forever. Every day that you spend in a place, you take a bit of it away with you and leave a part of yourself behind. We thank you, Mr. McCarthy.
Thank you, Beck. I feel like I'm in 12. Well, was it late? 1989. Lindy Pope and David Deeds, Mr. Chandler and myself went around to visiting our Year 7 for 1990. You people were ready to leave the security of the smaller schools. You were ready to move on. Only 56 of you, the current Year 12, would remember this. About a third of the 1990 year. Others, of course, have come since. Others have left. But 1/3 of you are still here. The years have disappeared in puff of chalk dust. Seems no time at all since a certain young lady referred, I called the word smurf. since Jamboree and Heritage Park, since that meeting welcoming you to senior school, and I said it wouldn't be long before you were worrying about what to wear to the formal. You're finding out, I guess, there is a life beyond the bus lines. You're shortly to face one of the greatest crises in the HSC and the career paths that follow. A geographer would recognise it as a watershed. That's a term, by the way. No longer will you have the stability, the security and the support of an excellent school system, a dedicated staff. You will control your directions, you'll make the choices. If you make the mistakes, you pay the price. As a group, you've had more than your share of tragedies and difficulties. I've asked the same questions, I have no answer, but to encourage support. It's to your credit that you've kept things in perspective. Makes life a learning process. But the memories remain and you become more focused. Time's a great healer. The options that you face now are limitless. Jobs are available now that weren't possible when you were in Year 7. Your children will face more dramatic changes to society and education and work. Many of you have shown a propensity for the hospitality industry, no doubt encouraged by the fact that you've eaten your way through high school. We are not too successful, I'm afraid, in separating eating from learning and work. Almost a case of enjoy your meal, I am. The year advisor's role is fun, but it's frightening. It's physically demanding, psychologically draining. Any financial reward in the first 4 years is in inverse proportion to the workload. It is unwritten that year advisors can't work alone. One needs the help of others. One needs, I think, to be a year advisor, the wisdom of Solomon, the patience of Job, the acting ability of Meryl Streep and the humour of Mr. Bean. I've had the support and encouragement of a number of people. Faye, my wife, without whom year advisor's job would have been impossible. Year 12, I'm sure you appreciate that. I've had the help of strong principals, of Ray, I'm sure he'd be proud of you now, of Lance, and now Catherine, of course, principles of strength. Of Deborah Phelan, particularly, the wisdom and wit, Deborah, to help me through the years. You were a hard act to follow last year. The welfare team, which in its tolerance encourages us to realise that there's a law of diminishing BRSs. An ancillary staff which gives help at the drop of a hat. The staff, many hours beyond the timetable, Mrs. McLean, Mrs. Simmons, Mr. Arkives, particularly. He's there with the camera now. And my committee, I thank you particularly, and Erin more so. You have very ably directed that committee. Year advisors are expected to give advice. You've only learned one thing, the recognition of the value of learning. One, I guess, could rephrase a famous statement: when a person is tired of learning, they're tired of life. Now, it's time to move on again. Plans are underway for Year 7 1996. The school's the strongest centre of excellence now. In a couple of weeks, it'll be all over. You'll be bored out of your brain. You'll be wondering, can I get back to school? But for us, all the best Year 12. We've grown old together.
Thank you, Rob. Before going any further, could I ask you once again to put your hands together to thank all those people who have put so much effort into preparing speeches and those wonderful musical items for our entertainment this evening. Thank you very much. Before supper, too, may I pay tribute to several people who have helped make this evening possible, notably Mrs. Anne Dawes and Mrs. Nolene Munro and their helpers, also Mrs. Christine Titus and Mrs. Colleen Allen and Mrs. Bessie Cargill, Mr. Reg Riley and Mr. Don Aitken, and of course Tenny 3 who helped set up the hall, and also, of course, Mr. and Mrs. McCarthy have done so much this evening and for Year 12 over many years. It's now my great pleasure for the last time to invite you to remain behind for a cup of tea and one of those sweetly crystalline baked products to see your right and left. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us.
leave you. Ours not to reason why. Ours but to do and die.
Do and die. Or do and die. Do the first before you die.
Okay.
Any last words, people? Last words? Nothing. Any last words? Any last wishes? All the best, guys.
Oh God.
Do yourself proud. Can we take these notes, please? Good luck, guys. Penny, do it.
Do it.
I don't know, just do it.
Alright, I'll do it. Yeah, okay. Alright.
Hello, here
Do it,
is
Julie.
John Lennon arrived last at court. Look, he's You got a pen?
He's got a pen. John Lennon lives.
Yeah. Paper inside? Don't need paper. Quite pretty, obviously. You just write on a gum leaf. That's all. Take a few gum
How do they
leaves.
feel? How do they feel?
Tense.
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 Well, it's the first big one, isn't it?
It's the first big one. 6 years and this is it.
This is it. It's all unwinding now. There he is. Come on, Daniel, get in here and do your bit.
Come on, Amber.
Use your time,
over,
mate.
Amber.
How you feel, Amber? Just had your last coffee?
Excited. Yeah, my last capping fix for the exam.
Go in and do it.
And yeah, do my best. What I don't know now, I'll never know. So.
We don't need paper?
No, you don't need paper, Dan. Go in and kill it.
Yes, well.
Kill it for the old 12
That's right.
Try, sir.
That's right.
You excited about seeing us tonight? I thought you would be. It's a big occasion. Haven't seen us since.
Well, I want to get some people to talk about the dreaded experience. No one wants to talk about the HSC. It's like I'm talking about AIDS.
It's easy.
Yeah. Just
they make out as it's a big thing, but
it's not. It's not if it wasn't too. Oh, go the Velders! Take on the Velders!
Yeah, well, we got them already around the Velders.
Yeah.
Ready for a big night?
Yes,
Hello.
we are.
Yes.
Ready for a
Yes, we're
big,
just
big?
discussing.
We've already had a big night already, so
we
started at 6.
We start at 6 o'clock.
Pre-celebration drinks, and we're going fine.
Can I just tell you that we arrived in a Bentley? A V8 Bentley 1963.
Oh, do you want to know who we are? I'm
Yes.
Sally Highland, this is
And I'm
Rebecca
Rebecca
Rees.
Rees, yes.
Okay, now that we've got
Okay.
introductions and formalities out of the way,
Okay.
Okay.
the evening apparently got to a great start.
No, sorry.
No?
We weren't there.
Oh, you're talking about that?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No,
We had a champagne, actually.
Yes, we had our champagne in our blue glasses.
Our blue glasses, yes. That was
And
very nice.
then a Bentley 1963 V8 came and picked us up.
It was beautiful.
It was
Just
very good.
glided.
Came
very,
in,
very good.
reversed into my driveway.
Yes.
We just wandered around.
It's worth $60,000 and
top
we were sitting in it. Very, very,
Drove
very
all
nice.
the way in.
Colour?
A
Grey
grey
sort of-
colour, like
yes.
a silvery colour.
Yeah, silver. I
Nice, like
choose
the
to say
bees
silver.
everywhere.
And what sort of cloth finish? Is it?
It was a leather interior. I'd say it was a sort of a tan colour.
Yes.
Very
Let's
nice.
not talk cloth, let's talk leather.
Yes, let's
Yes.
say leather.
And carpet ceiling?
Yes. Oh yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes,
yeah.
yes.
It had little tray thingies
Yeah.
to pull down. Very, very nice.
Great.
Built-in telephone? Like
we didn't
television or?
No, excuse me, this is a 1963 Bentley. This is
Yeah, we're talking a bit vintage here.
So
It's
it's like
antique.
a dishwasher in it.
No.
Yeah, oh, it's a
Yes, it was
beautiful
very,
car.
very nice.
Expectations for tonight, quickly.
It's going to be great because we organised it.
Yes. We put the decorations
We were
up. Hopefully it should
we were
be
part
good.
of the organising team, and so it's going to be great.
We're hoping.
Credit again.
We will. Well, I hope we
Please.
take credit.
And
Yes,
the
we will.
yearbook
Yes.
was done by us two, as in Rebecca
Yes,
Reeves and Sally
Sally
Highland
Highland.
and
Okay.
Jessica Hennessy.
Yes.
Yes.
We did the yearbook
Yes.
and we put a hell of a lot of
and
work
we put.
into it.
I've had enough of this.
Hi Nathan. Oh, here we go.
I just arrived. How you going?
The camera.
Yeah,
Camera's been missing you, Nathan. Oh, great. Listen, how you survived it? Got through all right?
Yeah. I don't know what all the commotion was about. I found it quite easy.
The whole thing's an easy show.
Oh, well, I don't know how well I went, but I found it easy.
You got through it.
Yeah, not much of a problem. Hey, look, you don't know when are the photos going all night?
They're going all night.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'll get back to you.
Okay. Have we left school?
We have, haven't we? After tonight.
Yep. His uncle?
Have you met Mr. Moriarty's uncle?
No, he's
I
so
have.
rude.
He's over there. He's really rude.
Is he?
Oh, like
this is still
watch.
a major event, isn't it? Okay. Mr. Moriarty. And your rude uncle, apparently.
Right?
Is this your rude uncle or your rude brother?
Uncle, just call it. He looks old enough to be my uncle.
Younger brother.
Oh, your brother. That's what I meant to say. I meant to say brother.
And we're going to join the boys inside. They need us.
Oh.
one lip for a rattlesnake, a rattlesnake. I got a memory for something yesterday. I got a memory for something yesterday.
That's not too bad. Rebecca Reed from Saturday Night. Jessica Hempsey, Peter Allen, Sandwich Brown. Cindy Martin, Natasha Curry. Randy Lee, Lisa Chow, and Samantha Lippis. Vicky Luke and Michelle Henry. Ceremony, Katie Rose, Jason Kaczynski, and Independent, Kate Munro, Steve Nagy, and Michael Van Hayden. From your dream here. Scott Lewis, Patty Woods, Evan John, and Exune Benline. These are and another ex-student. Very fun. Rachel Carlos and Andrew Chapman, Rachel Hexley. Mandy Rose and Brenda. He's changed. Julie Sager and Lane Wright. Carrie Ann Lynn. And Michelle Carlton and Brian. Edward James, Aaron Carl. Andy Primrose, Rowan Leslie, Alison Rawdon, Nathan Out. Angela Hall, Ray Jones. Kevin Brooks and Karen Watkins and Romaine. Jason Ellis. from Wales. Ready? Arkives. And ready. Gary Halsey and Wynne. Anna Horton, Christy Ryan. Michelle Watson, Elizabeth Wheeler, Elizabeth Forbes. Rebecca Finch, Liam O'Hara. Christy Cormack, Tim Merriman. Mara Jones, Mara James. Wayne Dawes, Rodney Dean. We're not gay. Darwin. Anyone else? Right, a few other folks would like to come in. Jenny in particular. Would you folks be seated, please? The people are going to start serving the entree.
Ask anyone to turn the music down, and I just hope you all enjoy it. Thank you.
Might stop to check you out, and when I'm out walking, I stop, and I'm so strung out, and I'm high as a kite. I just might stop to check you out. Body and beats, I stain my sheets. I don't even know why. My girlfriend, she's at the end. She is starting to cry when I'm walking. Stop, and I'm so strung out. I'm high as a kite. I just might stop to check you out. Let me go on, like I blister in the sun. Let me go on. Big hands, I know you're the one. Maybe garden grows, 'cause I just wanna fly. Lately, did you ever feel the pain in the morning rain as it soaks you to the bone? Or maybe I just wanna fly, wanna live but don't wanna die. Maybe I just wanna breathe, maybe I just don't believe. Maybe you're the same as me, we see things I'll never see. You and I are gonna live forever. I said maybe I don't really wanna know how you got it rose, 'cause I just wanna fly. Lately, did you ever feel the pain in the morning rain as it soaks you to the bone? Maybe I will never be all the things that I wanna be. Now it's not the time to cry, now's the time to find out why. I think you're the same as me, we see things I'll never see. You and I are gonna live forever. I don't really wanna know how you got it rose, 'cause I just wanna fly. Lately, did you ever feel the pain in the morning rain as it soaks you to the bone? Maybe I just wanna fly, wanna live but don't wanna die. Maybe I just wanna breathe, maybe I just don't believe. Maybe you're the same as me, we see things I'll never see.
I have an apology for Beverly McCreevy. I think everyone's rather upset that Beverly couldn't be here. She was intending to be here, but something's happened with one of the children and she's left in the lurch. I have a letter to read out that copies have been sent to Owen and to Erin and to Year 12, and they particularly want me to read it out. It's a letter from Mr. Kervin from the library. While it doesn't mention your books over here either. While realising that your efforts and thoughts have been concentrated on the HSC exams, it would be amiss of me not to write this letter of appreciation. Your thoughtful gift on behalf of Year 12 will be a valuable asset to the students as they endeavour to research a wide-ranging topics in coming years. The World, a third world guide, CD-ROM, is not limited in its depth of information available, thus ensuring that all students will benefit after they become familiar with its search strategies. The book will encourage the use to explore the vast range of information in the Year 12, because a particular point was made to me today to thank you on behalf of the supervisors who thought you were particularly good and did all the right things and even look after the supervisors. I'm proud to be asked to prepare a case to Year 12, 1995. In so doing, I'm mindful of a number of things. The HSC is now passed. Irrespective of what you've done, you've achieved a great deal. Cast your mind back, some of those who've
not made it to this stage. Fortunately, we've got plenty of opportunities for them to do the HSC or other exams or whatever. But it's a special occasion. It's one of the last times. We have a lot of last times, I guess. But this is the last time that you'll be together, that we'll be together. This pattern has already started. A number of you have already told me that you've got jobs lined up in Newcastle and various places, some even further afield. Not only that, you're probably the last group that I'll get through. 35 years pushing chalk up and down a blackboard, I don't see that I'll be around to take another group through, that's for sure. Education these days doesn't heed grey beards very much. I think we could take something out of the Aboriginal people and their concern for the wisdom of elders. It's something that seems to be forgotten in the education system now. I think some of us still have a lot to give. However, CV writing is not, to me, an art form like it is to a lot of people. It's a thing that goes on a mini minor down the front and punch when you go around corners. But gimmicks or not, 35 years has been rather interesting teaching, and a lot of Year 12s I've had to say goodbye to. Fortunately, I see a lot of them. Over the years, I've driven a few to their weddings and a couple of the old cars we had. About 17 or 18 of them, I suppose. Brides, I mean. But it's always a pleasure to be stopped and spoken to, and you remember so-and-so, you usually do. I'm mindful too that you have responsibilities at 18 or 48, doesn't matter. You're already survivors, you already have clear directions. Some time ago I received a bit of flack from a couple of people and some parents. But I believe that certain things that you stick to what you believe in, you don't compromise your alma mater, you don't compromise your friends, you don't compromise your colleagues. Perhaps that's something to remember. We look forward to honouring a number of you at presentation night. I've got some letters here still, I've already given some out to people. I look forward particularly to January, not to see your results. I look forward to seeing what you choose to do. Results, well, who knows, but I'll be really interested to find out what your career paths are. Friends of Year 12, will you please stand? Will you please stand and raise your glasses, and we'll toast Year 12, 1995.
We'll drink our selfies, right?
I have not got my glass. Year 12,
I'm on the camera here for get into it. Mr. Arkives, how long's it been since I got the camera hog? Camera hog? You've got to come and hold the camera sometime later on. You, Nathan and James, I don't know, mate. Well, it's been a year since the swimming carnival, hasn't it? Yeah, true.
Swimming carnival.
I'll be back later on.
All the best. Gibraltar won.
Now call on Owen Leslie, school captain.
Fellow students and friends, good evening. Parents and teachers, good evening. Mum, Dad. Welcome again to the Year 12 formal in 1995, our formal. Before I begin, I have an apology from Chloe Munson, who has been and is still very sick. She sends her apologies and wishes she could be here. this is the very last time that we as a group will be gathered together entirely. Last time I had to speak to such a bunch of good friends. What can I say about our year? Where can I begin? At the very least, we are unlike any other year that has come before us or is to come after us. We are unique. At times, being part of this year is comparable to crawling out of broken glass. At other times, like waking up next to the wrong person. We've had our ups and our downs as a group, but always our unwritten motto has been win some, lose none. And so I find it hard to believe, and it'd be very sad that some of you are looking to see again. There's one thank you I feel I should make, as there are certain individuals present that we are on a eternal debt of gratitude for the tireless hours of work and organisation that made this evening a reality and a success, for the Year 12 tops, as well as faultless leadership throughout the past 2 years. A warm and heartfelt thanks to the Year 12 community, and in particular our Captain Aaron. There's another thing I'd like to mention, one you've all been waiting for. The party. The party. We're at Evan Child's place. Oh, sorry, Evan. The party will be at Katie Dawes' place, which is second right on Formia Coves Road, second gate on the left. Attendance has been made compulsory for all of the year, and you'll be marked on it. Everyone else present now is welcome. So there's no excuse for you, Evan. I'll see you then. It just remains for me now to say goodbye to you all, as a group, as the year ends with senior schooling alongside. As we go our separate ways, I hope we will all make an effort to get in touch with one another. Seldom are such strong friendships forged as they are in mutual sympathy encountered during HSC. I wish you all the best of luck, not only as your captain, but as your friend and admirer. I have no words of wisdom, except as no one once said, it's better to burn out than to fade away. Mine won't only that. To conclude my very last speech to you all, I also would like to propose a toast. If you rise your feet and charge your glasses. To the teachers and staff and 6 years of study completed at Barrow High School. I'd now like to ask Mrs. Brendan to respond. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alan. I think there's one thing that really disappoints me this evening, and that is that I've really had, over this year, pleasure of getting to know each and every one of you in Year 12. And some of probably your smiles will say, maybe that was long enough, but I don't agree. Because within this group in front of me, here tonight, are very special and very unique people. And I do mean that. Because there was a quality, and the quality really that came together and made decisions, for example, such as purchasing the multimedia program you did for the library, that feeling for your colleagues, for your peers and for your school, which has been something that has been very genuine and very strong throughout your year. I thank each and every one of you for the unique contribution you have made to our high school. For some of you sitting here, it'll be a time really not only of 6 years together in schooling, but indeed at least 12, because many of you have come through from K right through to 12 together. So tonight has very, very special meaning to you. To your families, what a wonderful opportunity to be able to celebrate this graduation of your children this evening. You must be very, very proud to see them come to this point, as we are, as their teachers. I'd like to thank you, Year 12, for your, as I said, unique contribution to our school. Remember, this is a journey, your life is a journey, and your learning is something that is lifelong. Do take the love of learning and the experiences that you have really built together at Barrow High School with you. And we wish you every success in your future chosen careers. Thank you for everything you have given to the school and to the parents. So many of you, I know, have given so much to our school over an extended period of time. And on behalf of Barrow High School, to the parents, I'd like to say thank you.
That completes the formal part of this evening. Getting ready, I guess, for the main course.
On the white Michael Jackson, actually, Michael Jackson is white. You can't have a white Michael Jackson. Getting a bit white. That's exactly right.
Oh, we've got to go to this one.
How about a puppet show? Oh, champ. That's it, is it? Can we try that again? Okay. Yeah. 1, 2. Gee, that's impressive, champ. That's all. That's all there is. Yeah. Like it's a personal thing. Why don't we just put on a whole...
Say, there's maybe on this video, and all the previous videos that will probably get on this video anyway, there's a person on it that looks kind of like me.
Yes.
And if he did do anything stupid, say anything pathetic,
yes,
it's not...
No, sorry. Oh, this is an apology.
It's not me.
No, it's your twin brother?
Exactly.
Yeah, and I always thought there'd be a twin brother getting around.
Yeah, so you just...
blame the other twin brother.
Well, I mean, the only time he really gets out is when you're around with the camera.
Okay, so public apologies accepted. Stephen Davies here.
Short back and sides.
Short back and sides.
Really?
Why?
Well, most employers are conservative, and I would employ someone with a haircut like this myself.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get a cut and hopefully get a job out of it. But then again, I'm not going to dog in the next 10 years. I could repeat. I could be back at Barrow High next year.
Back and barrel.
No. Steve, get a red dot, but don't go back to Barrow High, okay?
What is a red dot?
15 and under.
15.
15 and under. You looking forward to it?
Yeah.
But then again,
Great enthusiasm, actually. So.
Something like that. 3/4 of Mossvale. Oh. All right, something like that. Don't quote me on it. No, that's a bit much. About a third or something. Some ridiculous amount got red dots already. No, from last year's. Yeah, gee, that's impressive, Ken. That's impressive. Few questions, alright.
Okay, alright.
Girls, apparently you've got a really good plan as to where you'd like to go and what you'd like to do with the rest of your life, career-wise.
Hayman Island.
Yeah. Alright, and for what, a whole year you'd work up there in hospitality?
6 months.
6 months?
No, 12 months. Is it 12? I got 12 months.
Okay. And what would you actually... What's the excuse me, kids. Yeah.
Excuse me?
Alright, Dan's...
Congratulate you on attaining an acknowledgement of your efforts during Year 12. This award will be presented on that's right, kids. Award will be presented on Thursday,
the 7th December, 7:30. Yeah.
You know what that means?
That means
that is because I'm a god in contemporary English.
Oh, you're a legend.
I don't want to be modest, but I'm good. That's right.
But anyway, back to the show,
Back to the show.
Okay,
Back to the main event.
I'm coming, excuse me. Alright.
Back to the main event.
Yeah, we're going to go apply for a job at Hayman Island.
Yes.
Me and Jada are going to move up there, find a young man, we're going to come back and marry you.
What? Between the two of you?
No, one each.
Oh,
Yeah,
one
one
each.
each. It's going to be really rich.
Yeah.
Nice looking, round body,
Yeah.
muscles, farm, all.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, dream on, girls.
Alright.
Now, what in reality will you do with the future?
Well, we're moving out tonight.
Just
All last 3
explain
movies.
how we've been okay.
All last 3 movies, right?
No, me and Rachel are moving up north.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay. Well, I'd just like to represent those studios.
How's that?
Yeah. Actually, that doesn't look like your hair there, Kevin.
It doesn't.
No, I'll tell you what. Looks like a mop top.
Does it?
Looks like a piece of carpet's been stapled on there.
It does it?
It does. You haven't been to Advanced Air Studios, have you?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
Was it ever thinking that you'd be a Kathy's clown? Now she's around. The protein pills and the G-strings you left in a flat are just enough to get you to a decimal back. You live to the work just before your daily workout begins, and she'll stack up like you stack bottom. Did you ever never want to let somebody down? Was you ever thinking that you'd be a Kathy's clown? Now she's around.
Hey, by the way, did you get that video up there? Was that me naked in the shower? I hope so. That'll go for millions. Will it? Yeah. I bet you'll be able to shoot for millions. Extra director. Yeah. Now, please, this is an absolute. He's looking superb tonight. It's gonna bust, mate. It's gonna blow. It's gonna bust. It's gonna blow. I think a round of applause for the builder.
Dino, Davey, come in.
What's this?
This is just a point I want to make. Come here, please. If you just get a look on Evan's page, in my little book, now, just wait for this. This will be worth the wait. This will be worth the wait. No,
I'm going to hang you, Evan. Hang you like a nigger.
You just wait.
Lost it.
I don't know.
You seem like a framer.
Bugging me if I can't find it.
Evan Child, the thing was, Evan Child dogged it. He didn't want to party.
He dogged it. He squatted. Good luck. Life will be very different soon, so don't forget to party on. Evan, now what happened, Evan? Why weren't you there to party when we needed you?
What we need is a bar shot. Everyone up against the bar, okay? Evan squatted to the bar. He dogged it. Evan dogged it. He squatted. Deserves to be hugged.
Turn the breaker door. Turn the breaker door. Turn the breaker door. Turn the breaker door.
Well, I am not a Muslim, but I read the final crawl, because within its pages there is something for us all. And I am not professional, but I love basketball. The squeaking of a sneaker, the echo in the hall. But if I don't have enemies, I'm not doing my job. I might throw out a curveball, but I never throw a lob. And people criticize me, but I know it's not the end. I try to kick the truth, not just to make fun. But hey, diddle to the people in the middle. We got hot wax and it's cooking on the griddle. Got the guitars, the rum and the drummer, the rum and the people are humming and the vibe was loving. But hey, diddle to the people in the middle. We got hot.
Actually, please,
Yes, go on, Julie. Introduce us.
I am this is Elaine Will, the American exchange ship.
Yeah.
At the beginning, I thought she was just a Yankee.
Yeah.
But I'm dearly going to miss her.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, you've made a good friend.
Yeah.
Someone who'll come and bring your textbooks back for you is better than a friend.
No, I am going to miss her. I'm going to visit her in '97 though. I'm going to have a warm June visit.
You're going to come across for a warm June, get away from our winter.
Yeah.
And California?
Yeah.
Oh.
Honestly, I'm going to say goodbye to them at the airport.
Right.
Yeah. I don't want to do that. But anyway.
How soon does that happen?
3 weeks. Yeah, I leave on the 17th.
17th? So you get back for Christmas?
Yeah.
Okay. It's been a good year, or?
Yeah. I think so, yeah. At the beginning I had my hesitations about her. I thought, oh God, who is this stuck-up person? I'm just quiet. And then I invited her out once when she turned 18 for her 18th birthday. I said, when you're 21 in America, you can't drink. You got to be 21. So I said, I'll take you out when you're 18 for a good time. Yeah, we won't say what happened the rest of it, but it was a good night.
In 1992, Mr. Connor, when we flicked the rubber bands. We used to flick rubber bands at each other, but that's beside the point.
We were hoons, we'll admit it.
Yeah.
Didn't do our work,
At the swimming carnival, I remember you guys actually started a new fellowship, a new church.
That's right.
Yes.
What was
The
that?
Church of David Boone.
Yeah. And it's still going?
They're still going strong, the two high priests.
The high priest?
This is High Priest
David Daniel?
DK, and this is
David Daniel Boone.
and this is
back. Hey there.
piss off, bro. Yeah. Anyway.
You're bloody hoon. No.
Yeah, and I'm High Priest Dino.
That's right.
And we are the Church of David Boone.
Right. Okay, and like, what's the kind of creed of David Boone's church? What do you believe above all beliefs?
We believe that Father David Boone has many bats. As many bats has Father David Boone. I have one of them, and so have you, my friend. So let's all praise the Lord.
You
Father David Boone.
Father David Boone.
Thank you.
We're just avid cricket bowlers.
Yeah.
Alright, make a prediction for me. Alright, the Pakistanis...
Amir Sohail will make 102. He'll be bowled by Glenn McGrath, who has a great bowl cut. I might add that. He's got a good bowl cut.
Right.
And Rodney will
What
lose
about
a
the
big
Sri
leg.
Lankan tour?
Pardon?
Sri Lanka tour, that's easily.
Oh, Sri Lanka.
3-0 there, some Jack Ramakar.
Some Jack Ramakar. Yeah, all you'll hear is the rattle of timber. You won't hear anything else, just be castles. Yeah.
Alright, okay, so it's going to be a 3 white.
Oh,
It's going to be a white one.
white.
They'll be lucky to make 100 in each
Yeah.
innings. We'll make 650.
And Boone will score?
At least a good 150.
You think?
Yeah.
3 innings? Or?
Booney will get a double ton, I believe. Yes, I think you'll make 100 in the first innings, in the first one, and 200
You
in the
guys
second.
ever thought of going into a commentary team?
Yes, we have, as a matter of fact.
Roy had shoes.
Yes. We certainly have, haven't we?
We have indeed.
So